We're staying in our new metalplate.dwg file, and we're going to take a look now at revision clouds, or the rev cloud command. Now there's various different types of revision clouds that you can place, and I just want to show you how they work. Make sure though that you are in the sections and elevations layout tab, as you can see on the screen. And also, just for now, we're just going to put our revision clouds on the text layer for the moment. You would normally create a new layer for your revision clouds. I'm just going to pop them on the text layer for now. It just saves me having to create a new layer and interrupt the flow of placing our revision clouds. Now, you would normally think that you'd place a revision cloud in the layout tab. Now, some people do, some people don't. It's my preference that you don't. It's a bit of CAD Manager OCD, I guess. Let me show you why. I'm going to place a revision cloud around the section view and the side view. So Rev Cloud is on the Draw panel on the Home tab on the ribbon. You need to expand the Draw panel. I'm going to pin it open, and there's the Rev Clouds there. So I can place a rectangular, a polygonal, or a freehand Rev Cloud. Now I'm going to do a freehand rev cloud in this particular case. I'm going to come into the drawing area. It's asking for the first point. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go arc length. And I'm going to set my arc length to 30, just as a sort of general kind of arc length. Press enter. Now, freehand, I just click the points where I want the rev cloud to go. So I'm just going to click around. Can you see? And as I drag, the rev cloud appears like that. Keep coming around. And it'll just try and get them all to about 30 long. Keep coming around, and when I get towards the end, it closes it for me. Hit escape a couple of times just to come out of any commands or any selections there. Now that's great. It looks nice, but here's what happens. When I select that viewport and I unlock that viewport and I change the scale of that viewport to say 1:1, everything goes a bit pear-shaped. Now, if I change that back to 1:2, that's great. I can see everything in the rev cloud again. I'm going to double click outside the viewport there just to deactivate it all and make sure that I select the viewport and set that back to padlocked at 1:2. Now that's great. I'll just hit escape there to deselect the viewport again. But the problem I've got is if that viewport scale changes, my rev cloud is set to a specific scale, isn't it? So it just doesn't quite work. So delete that rev cloud. Click on it, right click, erase. Let's go back to the model tab. This is where you should really be placing your revision clouds. Then they're always going to appear at scale in the viewport based on the viewport scale. So we've got some different types of rev clouds. So I'm going to jump in here like so. I'm going to go for the rectangular rev cloud. First corner point is there. I'm going to right click and go to arc length. It's always good to check your arc length. So at the moment, it's got an approximate arc length of 30. I'm going to up that a little bit. I'm going to go for 60 in this particular case and press enter to confirm. Now, rectangular, I can just click there, drag it, and there's my rectangular rev cloud. That's great. And it's in model space. So when I go to the sections and elevations layout tab, it's just there. And if I now try and scale that view, the rev cloud will follow the scaling of the view rather than the other way around. Let me show you. So if I just select the viewport, I'll unlock it like so and double click inside the viewport. If I zoom in and out, can you see it's actually following the scaling of the viewport there? I'll make sure that's back to 1:2 like so, and then I'll double click outside the viewport, select the viewport again, make sure I lock it again like so. Hit escape to deselect the viewport. I'm going to jump back into the model tab now. And I just want to show you the other type of rev cloud that is available. So select the rev cloud that you've placed already in the model tab, right click and erase like we did earlier. And what I'm going to do now is go to the rev cloud flyout again, and I'm going to go for the polygonal rev cloud. We've done rectangular, we've done freehand. Polygonal, it's basically going to take you through a polygon shape. So if I right click and check my arc length, that's still at 60, press enter to confirm. And what I might do now is just click around, and you'll see as I start to click, it kind of works around where I'm clicking, like so. So if I get to there and click there, can you see it's still going? And then I just press enter to finish, and there's my polygonal rev cloud. Again, Sections and elevations layout tab, you can see that that's placed nicely there. That will also scale with the viewport because it's in the model space in the model tab, and it just works, as you can see. And that's basically how you work with your rev clouds in your AutoCAD drawings. They're a really nice little feature. They just make your life a lot easier to highlight and show off areas that might have been revised in your AutoCAD drawings.